pitching back. We don't pitch the ball. We're going to be seen. Mark Douglas and John Gilbert. All right. We thank you guys for being there to help us. And don't hide. We're going to put you to work. We also have house pages. We have Julie Goggin, and she is sponsored by Representative Deb Butler, who's a member of our committee. So stand on up and wave. All right. Reagan Green, sponsored by Representative Chris Humphrey, and Jace Isler, sponsored by Representative Amber Baker. Did you have a family member who worked with social services back in Forsyth County? I'm sorry? Your father? I thought the name sounded familiar, and it is pronounced Isler, because I know he told me when we were together. But thank you, Pages, for being here. We appreciate it. We really hope that you learned something today. We are down to 3 bills. I understand you're unhappy that we might not have these controversial ones, but be prepared. They will show up. First, we're going to take up House Bill 206, and there is a PCS, and without objection, well, wait a minute. Where's Carson? You blended into the wall and you were quiet. 2 things I'm not used to. Review. House Bill 206 and the PCS without objection is before us. Representative Smith, and I don't see any of your other co-sponsors here. Ward Miller. Charlie Miller's here with us. You're recognized to present your bill. Cairns. Hi. More people. I just can't see you today. Well, you would have if you were over here, so I have no excuse. All right. You want to come up while he presents?
Thank you, Madam Chair. This actually was run 2 years ago. It's a couple of changes in the law that were suggested by 2 different sheriff's offices. It did pass the House overwhelmingly, not quite unanimous, but over 104 to 9. What it would do was, I'll just go through 3 or 4 things the bill would do. Number 1, it authorizes the sheriff to release surrendered firearms to a defendant without a court order in a DVO if the court does not enter into a protective order, or the ex parte order expires, or if no protective order, or if the protective order is denied. The PCS actually, over the past week, we actually clarified it to be sure the defendant still cannot get their weapons back if they are subject to criminal charges committed against the person that's subject to this protective order, or pending charges that, if convicted, would prohibit the defendant from possessing a firearm. It just kind of clarified that they still would not be able to get their firearms back until it went through court. The second thing, it allows third-party owners to file a motion requesting return of seizure firearms at any time. This is the innocent third party. Their weapons get taken. They had nothing to do with it, just happened to have a weapon in the vicinity of the one that the order was served on. Right now, you have to apply to the court within 30 days to get your weapons back. If you out of town, you come back, you find out what happened, 31 days later, you apply to the court to get your weapons back, there's nothing the court can do. That was actually in Carteret counties where that came from. So this would just basically say, if you're an innocent third-party owner, you can petition the court anytime to get them back. Next, it allows, it authorizes the sheriff to file a motion to dispose of seized firearms 90 days after the expiration or the final disposition of any charges if no motion has been filed by the defendant. And all these are really a way to try to get the inventory down in the evidence lockers, evidence rooms, which have always been a problem, especially firearms in evidence rooms with law enforcement officers. And then Section 2, and this is the way we ran it the first time. These actually got put together before they went out of the House. Running it the same way this year. It would provide that the contents of a 911 telephone call is not a public record if the caller was below 18 years of age.
All right.
Madam Chair, I'd like to stand for any questions.
Representative Cairns, do you have anything you want to add? You don't have to, but you can.
Well, I would just tell you the 911 call issue arose in my county as well. We had a child who found her parents, both, I guess it was a murder-suicide situation. So we had, I think she was 9 years old, actually call and make the 911 call. And there was real concern expressed that her call would be on the media. They were looking to have that call, and we were just trying to protect the child from further, you can imagine, awful. Anyway.
Discussion or debate by the committee? Representative Butler?
Representative Smith, so I think I understood you to say that you, in the PCS, you clarified that a person who remained under a criminal indictment for a crime committed against the person that was the subject of the domestic protective order?
Correct.
What if they're under another criminal indictment, unrelated, or would that also be a disqualifier for the return of the weapon?
Representative Smith, if you know, if you understand? Sure.
I don't have to phone a friend right now, I don't think.
We have friends.
Or it does, they don't have pending criminal charges committed against the person that's the subject of the order, or pending charges, if convicted, would prohibit the defendant from possessing a firearm. That's in here also.
So jaywalking, no. Armed robbery, yes.
Correct.
Right. Thank you. Okay.
Further discussion on the bill? I don't believe anybody has signed up to speak on it. So, Representative Green, you're recognized for whatever purpose you want to be.
For a motion at the appropriate time.
I believe this is the appropriate time.
Right, I would, Madam Chairman, I would make a motion favorable to the PCS, unfavorable to the original for House Bill 206 with a referral to rules.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor will say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the bill will be so reported. I'm now going to, thank you.